Hey gang, how y'all doing? It is September 27, 2017, and it's just 134 days away until the opening ceremonies of the Pyeongchang Olympic Winter Games. I cannot wait. This is post number 318 if you're keeping score at home, and it's almost 6 months since my last post. You may go, why, Rob, have you been waiting 6 months to post? Well, there's a number of reasons why I haven't posted, and there's a couple reasons why I decided tonight would be the night that I post. I haven't posted because my last posts talked about the Cubs and the World Series, and I don't think anything could beat that experience in my lifetime. Even better than, well, really on the par of the Olympic Games. Just absolutely unbelievable. Plus all the politics since the last election and the Korean conflict. I just kind of been holding off to see what I'd have to say. You know, now the reasons why I posted tonight. It's with a sad and heavy heart, I have to say goodbye to Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner, the owner of the Playboy Club franchise, he passed away tonight. And you may go, well, what does that have to do with Rob? Well, that's where I learned how to ski, was at the Playboy Club in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin back in the 70s with my brothers, both of my brothers and my mother. We had gone to a ski show. My mom used to take us to the car shows and the boat shows and such. She took us to the ski show. I think it was at the McCormick Center, and we were sold. We went up to, my mom bought us all skis and equipment and took us up to Lake Geneva at the Playboy Club several years in a row. We learned how to ski, and we were so into it that she actually took us to Mount Tremblant, Canada, and got us a private lesson. That was like a greatest trip of our whole family together. And you know, Michael really didn't get too much into it. I really got into it, but I just wasn't as into it as James. And James moved to Steamboat Springs, Colorado to ski for his life. And if it wasn't for Hugh Hefner and the Playboy Club, Jamie would have never gone to Steamboat. We wouldn't have Clinton Galrath today. So God bless Hugh Hefner. The number two reason I decided to post today is because the Cubs won the National League Central, whatever you call it, division. So they're going on to the playoffs. And, you know, I really could care less this year more than anybody in Chicago. I really didn't want to see them repeat. And you may go, well, why? And the reason is because there's really nothing that could beat my experience of last year. Going 2 weeks in a row to Cleveland with Jamie and going to all 4 games and sneaking into Game 7 and getting right down front. And after Game 6, I ran on the dugout and was going goofy and did a video of that. But after Game 7, I was right on the railing, ready to run on the field. And after my experience in Rio last year, I decided maybe that wasn't a good idea. Bad idea. You always regret what you don't do and not what you do. But nevertheless, I got on the cover of Life magazine. There I am right there. So really nothing in the Cubs could ever beat that experience. So I guess go Cubs go. And speaking of going, I am going to Korea. I'm not going to miss it out. I'm going to Japan too. And a lot of people have talked about canceling the games or relocating the games. There's really no way possible to relocate these games. At this point, it's just logistically impossible. It's just too late. Maybe with a year to go, they could have gone back to Sochi, but the whole world would have been politically against Russia, of course, and they wouldn't have done that. And the infrastructure in Vancouver, who knows if Vancouver, Canada could have done it? You know, maybe so. But a lot of the venues are temporary, and they just dismantle them after the games, especially for the winter games. So that just wasn't going to work out. So we'll see what it's going to be like in Korea. Let's take a peek at where. Well, here we go. This is actually the northern half of South Korea, and that's the southern half of South Korea. We'll talk more about that later. Anyways, here's this is North Korea, the blank area here, and here's South Korea. The Olympic Games are going to be here in the southern coastal cluster. That's where you're gonna find the hockey and the skating events and speed skating, all that kind of stuff there. Then in the mountains here, this is where the alpine events will be. I'm actually going to be staying just outside of Seoul, okay, right about here on a main train line. And here's Incheon. That's the airport where I'm going to fly into, by the way of Tokyo. But I've been watching a lot of stuff on the Korean War, and these are some really significant cities. Anyways, there's going to be a high-speed train that goes all the way from Incheon to Seoul to the mountain venues and then the coastal venue. And from the mountain venue and coastal venue to Seoul is supposedly just about an hour. So I really couldn't find a place to stay in the coastal cluster. It was just way too expensive. You know how that goes. So I'll be staying just outside of Seoul for $40 a night. But in a really nice hotel, supposedly. We'll see more about that later. But anyways, this is always an adventure. And I'm told you I'm flying through Tokyo. See where South Korea is? And here's Japan. And there's Tokyo. I'm going to actually be taking a slow boat from southern South Korea from the port of Busan. Here, I'm going to be taking a slow boat to southern Japan. And from there, I'm going to take a high-speed rail up through Japan, through Nagasaki and Hiroshima, on my way back to Tokyo on my way home. Now you may go, well, why are you going to go to Nagasaki and Hiroshima? Well, I want to take that slow boat, back, and I want to visit those two cities because my father actually has a part in those bombings. And that's kind of why I don't have my father. He got nuked, radiated, because he was at the Trinity site when the first bomb went off. And actually next year on April 7, 2018, I'm going to be visiting that Trinity site. It's open up 1 day per year. Only 1 day. And April 7, 2018 is my mom's birthday. I'm going to go with my brothers and we're going to visit the site, which took my dad. Don't mean to get too far off track and get too much of a bummer there. But that's it. I don't think I told you why am I even flying through Tokyo? Why don't you fly to Korea? And I'm using American Airlines flight miles to do this trip. And it was like 65,000 miles round trip, American Airlines miles round trip to fly to Korea, to Seoul. But then before the Olympic Games, boom, they raised it like 165,000 miles. Of course, you know how airlines are. They all want to make their money. But I decided, hey, I'm just going to fly to Tokyo instead. And it's still 65,000 miles to fly round trip to Tokyo. And again, that's round trip to Tokyo. That's going to be over the North Pole, I think, via 787, which is the plastic Boeing airplane. The newest plane in the world. The greatest plane in the world. Made out of plastic. It's going to be amazing. And then I'm going to probably fly, well, I am going to fly from Tokyo directly to Seoul. I'm not going to waste any time going out. I'm going to fly from Chicago to Tokyo to Seoul. But on the way back, I'm going to take a high-speed train from Seoul to Busan, take the slow boat to, I forgot the name of the city in southern Japan, but then take that, then a high-speed rail. I'm going to check out these high-speed rails in Japan. They're the best. I'm going to go to Nagasaki and then Hiroshima and then up to Tokyo. Probably only spend a few hours in each city. I'm not going to stay overnight in any of those cities. So that's going to be my trip. It's going to be pretty amazing. And you could share it with me by watching my videos here on Olympic Clinic. So please like my videos and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've only got 10 subscribers and I would love to boost that subscribership up. And make comments. Comment on my videos. Let me know that people are watching. And Facebook viewers, let's try to get my Facebook likes for Olympic Clinic up to 200 by the time the Olympic Games are over. When I went to Russia, my goal was 100, and I made it. Help me get to 200 likes on Facebook. Help me get to, say, 50 subscribers on YouTube. And lots of comments. Let me know what you want to hear. Sayonara.